Alright, we have a legendary slash Ubers battle here with Jackie. And heads up, this battle is really long. Alright, so he leads off with his Giratina and I lead off with my Groudon. And my Groudon sets up some sunlight here, which might help out later, I think, maybe. But I switch into Palkia here, because I know my Groudon can't really do anything to his Giratina. And he flies up in the air. And I use an attack here just to see what happens. And so I know that I outspeed him, that my Palkia is faster than his Giratina. So I just fire off a dragon move here, which is super effective against Dragon Giratina. And Giratina has a lot of HP, but that still does a lot of damage. And he flies up in the air again, and again I know I outspeed him, so I just randomly use a move here. Probably, I think. Yeah, I just do the surf just to wait for him to come back down. And he hits me to fly, which still, again, doesn't do much, which doesn't do a lot of damage. So I fire off a Spatial Rend, which is going to take him out. So, he's down one Pokemon. Things are looking good. Palkia's still got plenty of HP here. So it's in that Regigigas, and I can't. And he got slow start to everything, and I can't really do anything to his Regigigas, so I send back out Groudon just to wall him. And you're something Confused Ray. That might be a little. May cause a little problem, but not too much. Groudon can take a lot of hits here, and now he withdraws. Sends out Kyogre. And he changes the weather, which is good because I need that sunlight for something else later. And so I try to use an attack, but get hit by the confusion. And right here, I switch because we against water moves. So I send out my Shaman, my shiny Shaman here, all sparkly and blue. Shoots up a Hydro Pump, and Shaman's a grass type. So resist water moves. That isn't gonna do a lot of damage. See, why I need the suns. Whoa! Oh wait, no, that does pretty good amount of damage here. Never mind. But yeah, the sunshine was to help Shaman, which because it's not there. Otherwise, I would have fired off a Solar Beam, which did a lot more damage than this Energy Ball would have done with that sunshine up. But Energy Ball still does a considerable amount of damage because Kyogre is weak against grass type moves. And I know I can outspeed him because Shaman is really fast. But you should have an Ice Beam since I don't kill him with Shaman, so Shaman goes down. And I don't really need the sunlight anymore, I guess. So I send back out my Palkia because Palkia can resist water moves, or 4 times resist water moves. And I surprise him with Thunderbolt here, which he didn't see coming, otherwise he would have switched. And that takes him out. He sends out Heatran for some reason, which is weak against water moves, and Palkia is a water type, but whatever. I surf all over him, which will kill him regardless, but since his Kyogre set up the brain here, which is actually going to power up the water move, and Palkia is holding Lustrous Orb, which also powers the water move, so Heatran's pretty much dead before it came in, which is a bad move in the first place anyways, but I think you're still looking good for Palkia. Palkia's chilling, and then he sends out Rotom. I'm like, what is this? You're using Uber Alugia in the last battle, and then you send out this Rotom. It's not even legendary or Uber, and I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm gonna kill it now. And I call it his electric move. So I sent my Groudon, which is not affected by his Thunder Wave, so couldn't paralyze me. Which is what he's trying to do. So I scare him off, even though Rotom levitates. Or something, yeah. Rotom doesn't affect ground move, so I take my chance to finally set up my Stealth Rocks here. Some entry hazards. And I can't really do anything to his Lugia with Groudon, so I switch to his Mew. This is the part where it starts getting really, really long. So I use Waterfall. Oh, my shiny Mew, yeah. Shiny blue Mew. Looks pretty cool. But yeah. Mew doesn't take a lot of damage from Waterfall because the sun lights up from Groudon, which is good on my part because the sunlight weakens water moves, so Mew doesn't take a lot from a Waterfall. So he switches back to Rotom. And it Stone Fired him, so I just used Ancient Power, thinking he wasn't going to switch. Or even if he wasn't. But yeah, if he didn't, he would have taken a little bit of damage from that Rock move. Because Ancient Power is a Rock type, and weak against Rock. Yeah, Mew's chilling here. Back to full health. The leftovers. And then I use Metronome just to screw around a little, you know. And that's Cyber Reflect. which has all defensive attacks. And this is really funny. Because I forgot Mew had synchronized, but so he paralyzed you, right? And then I'm like, okay, well, and then it was like, oh, I synchronized me. So he just sort of so screwed up his Rotom here. He paralyzed himself, pretty much. And I don't care if Mew's paralyzed. Mew's pretty much just here to mess around. Which is why this battle was so long, because I just kept screwing around with Metronome and Mew. Oh, and right here, Mew used Metronome and used Crunch. Which is bad luck on his part, because Rotom weak against Dark-type moves. So Crunch killed his Rotom. Which wasn't intentional, but it happens. Stuff happens when I use Metronome, you know. You never know what you're gonna get from Metronome. Since I got Lugia, you know. Can't really do anything still. Uses the Waterfall again, you know, but the sunlight's still up, so again, it doesn't really do a lot of damage, you know. So he's sort of wasting his time here. Not really making much progress. And I use a Metronome here. Again, just sort of screw around. Mew's just chilling, not doing much. It's Snore. Doesn't do much. Didn't do anything, actually, Snore. Because Mew's not asleep. But I don't care. Mew just got all the HP back from his Waterfall. And finally, he figures out that Waterfall doesn't do a lot of damage. So he finally uses a different move. Dragon Pulse, which does more damage than Waterfall. But still, it doesn't really do a lot of damage at all. And Mew can take it pretty well. Right here, Mew gets paralyzed. Get pair hacks. So Mew's just chilling here. Chilling. Getting some leftovers. Not too worried. Then he uses Narrow Blast. Which, finally, it does more damage than that Waterfall. And that Dragon Pulse. Because Lugia gets stabbed from Arrow Blast, so finally making a little bit of progress. And I use another Metronome. Power Whip. Lugia's flying type, so it doesn't do a lot. It resists. Doesn't do a lot of damage at all. So yeah. But my Reflect, and then I realized I forgot I had Reflect up from the Metronome, so Reflect wears off, so physical moves will do more damage again. But Mew's still chilling here. I'm just sort of wasting time. Using just sort of screwing around with Mew and try to get some damage off or whatever. See whatever comes up with Metronome. Yeah, because I could have used Ancient Power to do some damage to him, but I didn't really need to. I'm just sort of screwing around here. Mew's just sort of messing stuff up. So Mew gets a Yawn from the Metronome, which means Lugia's gonna fall asleep on next turn. And Mew does. I'm not really gonna switch out Mew because Mew's just here to mess around it, and it's really did everything that could, and it doesn't have a lot of HP left though. I'm just gonna let Mew die here pretty much until it's done. Yeah. So Mew finally kills off Mew. So that took a long time. So I finally switched out to a different Pokemon now. And now Lugia's asleep, which is great for me. So I send him my Heatran knowing that he can't hit me with that Waterfall, and even if he does, the sun lights up, and because the sun lights up, even if he hits me, he doesn't really do much. And he's asleep, so he can't really hit me at all. He's sleeping. So I use a hidden power. And I don't. Yeah, hidden power. I don't remember what this hidden power is, but it's super effective apparently against this Lugia. So which is good, because otherwise I wouldn't be using this Heatran. Oh, there's a shiny Heatran, by the way. Different from the previous Heatrans. So there's some hidden powers in flying, which is why it's super effectively hitting his Lugia. And Lugia's still sleeping, so I'm not too worried. And it finally withdraws his Lugia, since I was Regigigas. Yeah, I didn't really expect him to switch, but whatever. Shift hidden power. Just doesn't do a lot of damage. So I switch here. And it's on my Lugia, but my Lugia is a shiny Lugia, and it's red, so my Lugia pretty much beats his Lugia. And I knew he was going to use a fighting move, but oh yeah, I knew he was going to use a fighting move, and he does use superpower, so that's a good call, because that's why I switched to Lugia, because I knew he could use fighting move, and Heatran weakens fighting types. And Lugia resists fighting types, so didn't do a lot of damage. And then I get the leftovers and recover it all back to full health. So I shoot off a stab arrow blaster. Just to see how much damage it does. And it doesn't do too much damage. And he tries to confuse me here. I'm not too worried. Lugia has a lot of defense. And it's still full HP, so he can't really do anything to Lugia at this point until he gets a slow start off, which is Regigigas. His attacks do have damage right now, and he's really slow, so he can't really do much until he waits 5 turns and over. But yeah, and he uses Zen Headbutt, Psychic. I don't know why he uses Zen Headbutt. I guess he didn't have any really other moves that will really hit Lugia again. I said he can't really do anything against Lugia, so it doesn't do a lot of damage, and Lugia recovers it all back again with the leftovers. And I get tired of waiting here, so I switched out the Groudon just for the heck of it. Use that Headbutt. Not too worried. Groudon has a lot of defense. So I use an Earthquake here just to take out his Regigigas. Save my Lugia for later, just in case if I need it. So it's not his ace. Oh yeah, it's Lugia, which is still sleeping, and then he gets hit by those stealth rocks. Because Lugia gets rocks, so that almost kills him. And he uses a waterfall, but I'm not too worried, man. So the sunlight weakens the attack of water moves, so waterfall doesn't even do any damage, a lot of damage at all. And Groudon's weak against water moves, so I'm like, ha. And then I thought I was gonna switch here, so I use Earthquake, but whatever. He doesn't, and he just finally shoots off. Decides that finally again figured out that waterfall isn't gonna do anything, so he finally uses a different move. That does a little bit of damage, some damage there. And I shoot off a flamethrower, which gets powered up by the sunlight, which doesn't matter. And it kills him. Oh, that was lost Pokemon. I forgot. Yeah, I wasn't gonna switch anyways earlier. Never mind. Yeah, that's the game. Thanks for watching.